What's up, everybody? How y'all doing this evening? Glad to be here this evening. We're going to let everybody stream in and everything, but like I said, glad to be here this evening. Excited about the lesson today. It's going to be a spicy one today. We're going to get into some concepts that we normally wouldn't go into. What's up, Andale and the Andale Homestead in the Colony? It's nice to see you here tonight. Glad to have you. I'm getting my phone set to where I can see the chat more live. There we go. Yeah, so we'll start when it hits about 5 minutes. I'm going to let people stream in, like I said, and we're going to get it rocking and rolling in probably here in about 4 minutes. But go ahead, let's get our hey, how you doings going and start greeting everybody. Get the room all warm and cozy. What's up, the sweet spot? How you doing today, fam? How's your day been? It's good to see you here. No problem, Andale. It's my pleasure to help out. I'm glad that you got help from what I was able to give. So there's that. But how's y'all's day been today? Today's been really, really slow for me. It was raining this morning, and I was going to get out there and do some irrigation stuff, but it's not really productive getting out and trying to dig in the mud. You just make a big old mess and it's not really good. So, but yeah. But yeah, I think it's kind of weird how this StreamYard thing has a delay, but I do like the StreamYard though. I like StreamYard, so when everything gets rolling, it's real nice. What's up, Pit Stop Kitchen and Garden? Glad to have you stop by and say hello. It's good to see you. Thank you for the support. You said you're braiding your hair today since the weather sucks. I guess they come in bunches because I'm getting my hair retwisted tomorrow and everything. So there's that's going to be going on. Man, I really don't want to get it done then because I don't like it being done in the middle of the day. I always feel like I'm just being stuck in one place for a few hours. I'm one of those. I can't sit still. I'm gonna let y'all know though, today's lesson I'm gonna have some like pictures, a little bit of video, because I want to be able to really help y'all visualize what's going on, because we're going to get into some probably some terminology that some of y'all maybe have never heard before and everything like that. Because I'm going to tell y'all, when I started breaking down this and everything, I know I saw some words that I had to get familiar with. I definitely didn't recognize everything, but it's okay. It's all right. But yeah, we got one more minute and then we're going to get it rocking and rolling. We'll start slow. We'll just go over some of the, we're going to give a little overview of some of the things to look for in the lesson and everything. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be different. It's going to be really different. What up, Mr. Stinky Puddle Ranch? How you doing tonight? It's good to have you, fam. What's up, Broke Farmer 76, my cuz, my fam? How you doing tonight? It's good to have you. Growing something with Jeff. Happy to see you tonight. How y'all doing today? How's y'all's evening been? All right. So we got a few people in here. You know, we're going to go ahead and just give a little rundown of some of the stuff to look for today. But, oh, hey. Hey, throw the thumbs up. Throw the thumbs up. I'm glad to have y'all tonight, though. Mr. Stinky Puddle Ranch said, "Good, good. Just walked in the door from the vet. I know we all just getting home and everything, so I like to give it a little time to get calibrated. But look, I'm gonna go ahead and get it rocking. So obviously, we're gonna start off with water here. One of the main components of the photosynthetic process. We're gonna be kind of referring to it in this molecular form tonight. And then the plants take in water through their xylem. So there's two parts of the plant taking in materials, I guess you can say, or liquid materials. You have the xylem and the phloem. Tonight we'll be referring to the xylem on this part of the lesson, on the next part of the lesson. But the phloem's not really involved in the photosynthetic process, but I'm going to show y'all a picture real quick of the xylem so you can kind of know what to look for in your plants, because the xylem is the same in most of your deciduous plants and things like that. So right here we have a picture of the xylem, and right here, let me see. Let me pull this part up. Right here is the xylem. So it's funny because the xylem is shaped like an X, and it starts with an X. That probably has something to do with why it's called the xylem. But it's this red right here that you see in the stem, and that's how a plant transports water throughout the plant itself. So yeah, but the xylem, it moves water through the plant and all that good stuff. So that's the xylem. Keep that in mind, y'all. I mean, it's not really a super pivotal part of the lesson, nothing like that, but keep that in mind. And then the second thing we'll be talking about tonight is carbon dioxide. CO2 is how we'll be referring to it, but so carbon dioxide, it's responsible for the transfers between the plant's leaves and the atmosphere, and it happens through tiny pores on the leaves called the stomata. And the stomata, they literally look like little mouths on the leaf of the plant, and they're responsible for taking in light, and they actually can take in liquid too in small amounts. So we're not going to talk about that much tonight, but I just thought that'd be interesting to mention, because that's, we do foliar feeds and things like that, and we spray our plants with water, and they can take that water up through their leaves. But the third concept we'll kind of touch on before we get started is sunlight and the concept of photons. So when your plant takes in sunlight, it takes it in the form of photons, which then are transformed into electrons. So the plants kind of do some really fancy stuff. They do some really cool stuff, and it gets real scientific real fast. So the fourth thing, and this is 4 or 5 before we kind of go in the comments and kind of talk a little bit, because we're gonna keep the comments rolling tonight, because I don't want to get too bored. But it's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be very we're gonna get into it a little bit. So the fourth thing we're gonna talk about is chloroplast. And these are the housing units for the chlorophyll, as well as all the components used for photosynthesis. So I'm going to show y'all a picture of what to expect when what to expect, because you probably never see a chloroplast with your eye unless you look through a magnoscope. But I'm going to show y'all the components of a chloroplast, because we're going to be talking about some of these components as we go forward. So I want to share that with y'all before we keep moving, because when I start throwing out some of these words, it's going to get kind of spicy real quick. But here we go. Here is I'm going to zoom it in a little bit, but here is the parts of a cell. But specifically, not cell, but these are the parts of a chloroplast. Specifically, these are the thylakoids, which are your stacks of what actually does the process of photosynthesis inside of the chloroplast. And then you have your stroma, which is like a liquid membrane outside of your thylakoids that kind of houses some of your energy components of the cell and everything like that. And then, it's really similar to the human cell, but not real. I mean, it's really similar to the mitochondria, but different in a few different ways. But just to give you some comparison, if you know what to look for. But this is the outer membrane of the cell. That's the very outside coat, as you can see. This is the inner membrane, that inside lip right there, and the lamellas, which connect the thylakoids. So these kind of make the process interweave with each other. It's like, if you will, this is the wired network between all of the thylakoids in the cell. And then the thylakoids, all in their arrangement of stacks right here, that's called the granum. So those in a stack right there are called a granum when they're all together. Well, no, the individual pieces are called the granum, but all together, that's what they're referred to as the granum, or the grana. So I'm going to get off the screen. Stop sharing that real quick. But so that's a chloroplast. We just kind of went over and broke down what a chloroplast is, what it looks like on the inside. And then last and not least, but we're going to talk about, this is what we're going to talk about tonight as far as the actual part of the photosynthesis is the light dependent stage of photosynthesis. So yeah, we're going to stop with that. We're going to get in the comments a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit before we keep going, but this one, this one gets kind of crazy. So yeah, we got a few more people in here. So how y'all doing tonight? Give me some, hey, how you doing? I want to see everybody who's in here and everything, because I'm just, let me make sure I got the live chat going and everything like that. What's up, Heaven's Essentials? How you doing tonight? It's good to see you. I don't know if I've seen you in my lives before. I'm glad to have you tonight. If it's your first time in here, buckle up, get your popcorn, throw it in the background even, because we're going to get into some really in-depth processes of photosynthesis, and we're going to talk about kind of what goes on with those processes. We got some video clips, we got some pictures that we showed and everything, but realistically, the video clips are going to be the most helpful of the insight shedding, if you will. So we're going to go into the comments a little bit. And Dale says she's counting the haze. She's got her hay counter ready. You got a paper with a tally on it. Oh man, I'm too much, right? I'm gonna say right instead of hey. I'm gonna try to throw y'all off today. Papa Pepper said he built the doghouse with the little peppers today, and I'm almost sure that he made a video about it. So I'm gonna go check that out later, actually, because Papa Pepper always has some really awesome videos on his channel. Go check his channel out, y'all. It's really awesome. He has a really beautiful family, has really beautiful animals on his homestead, and it's very, very worth checking out if you get some time. Papa Pepper says, I love it when you refer to things in their molecular form, Q. Go to it. I'll get to it. Oh yeah. Merhaba, Farmer Q. I hope all is well today. I have my pen and paper. Hey, have y'all's pen and paper today. Y'all gonna need it today. Talk nerdy to me, Q. I'm gonna talk nerdy to y'all. I'm gonna talk nerdy to me. I just got it. Still no popcorn. Hey, oh man, I said it again, but no popcorn. Yeah, Tiffany. Yeah, Tiffany is she's supposed to have the popcorn. I don't know if she's in here, but she's supposed to have the popcorn. She's supposed to get the stuff with the popcorn. Hey. I said it 3 times for y'all, but what's up? Welcome to Photosynthesis Part 1, the light dependent stage by yours truly. Thank you for the banner. Hey, y'all are gonna eat me up with that tonight, huh? With the popcorn and the haze. I love it. Hey, broke farmer, I'll take you for all you can give me. So you got 10 minutes. I'm gonna try to get into a little bit of the lesson before you gotta go. But if you can catch the replay, please do. Growing something with Jeff. Heaven's Essential says, doing great. I love plant nerd talk. I am a plant nerd. If I have to leave in 20 minutes to go and mod for another channel, well, she says she has to, but she will enjoy until then. Thank you so much for coming. Hey, it's my pleasure. It's the truth. The truth needs to be stated. What's up, Growing with Donnie? How you doing tonight? I'm glad to see you in the live tonight. I'm glad to see you. I didn't throw her under the bus, you know. She just I don't know. It's my fault, y'all. I'm gonna get some popcorn going at some point. There you go. At some point. I definitely should have went and got some stuff today, though. Y'all are right. I need to get on that. Appreciate that. Growing something with Jeff. Broke Farmer 76 said he's definitely watching the replay. Okay. All right. We're gonna go ahead and get started with the lesson. So, like I stopped it off on the light dependent phase, or the light dependent stage, which is phase or stage 1 of photosynthesis. That's the process, hence the name, is contingent on the light provided for the plant. So the more light that you have for the plant, the more of the photosynthetic process that will happen. However, when a plant is young and in its young, like juvenile form, it can't take in as much light as it potentially will in the end of its life or in the later parts of its life. But that being said, the more light you have, the more photosynthesis takes place. So, so the first part of the light dependent stage, ironically enough, is photosystem 2. So we're going to start with photosystem 2. And the reason why we start with photosystem 2 is because photosystem 1 was actually discovered. Photosystem 1 was actually discovered before photosystem 2. So it was just called the photosystem at first, and then photosystem 2 came behind it. So you know how scientists get, they get all complicated and crazy with stuff. So yeah, but photosystem 2 is the chlorophyll. And let me tell y'all a little bit about photosystem 2. Photosystem 2 is not a process. It's actually a protein complex. So it's actually a liquid. So we're going to call it PS2. But it's the chlorophyll that's responsible for having the electrons collect photons. And it's part of a massive complex that's consistent of at least 99 different chemicals that include over 30 individual chlorophyll molecules. So this is just one of 4 protein complexes in the light dependent stage of photosynthesis. So yeah, this is just one of 4 protein complexes, but we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this stuff pretty quick. And this stage is this stage kicks off by photons hitting the chlorophyll on the leaf surface. So that's what kind of initiates this happening. And quick fun fact, some plants can respond to light hitting the leaf and start photosynthetic activity like as quick as 30 seconds of the light hitting the plant. Most plants take about 30 minutes to start photosynthetic activity. So that's when you go outside in the garden and it's before the sunrise and everything like that. And everything's all like just laid down all nice and resty and stuff like that. And if you catch it at just the right time, everything just perks up. That's like that's the stomata opening up on the plant, and then the light allowing the plant allowing the light to go into the leaves or the stroma, if you will, because we just talked about on that picture, we just talked about how the stroma is the inside of the chloroplast, the liquid insides of the chloroplast. So yeah. But before we go into this little video snippet I got for y'all, I'm just going to kind of show y'all a little bit of the process and we'll break it up into pieces. I want to get the chat again. I want to hit the chat again and see what's going on. Make sure that we're not getting behind on anything. Looks like y'all are just saying hey to each other and listening to me nerd out. So I'm going to keep nerding out. So I got a little video for y'all and I'm going to show you. Wait, not yet. We're not going to show y'all the video just yet. But I did want to say that, like I said, it's kicked off by light hitting the leaf surface. And then, so you remember how I talked about the thylakoids? And when we go back to the video, I'm going to actually, let me pull this up real quick. I can pull this up and put it beside me because I want to give y'all a little reference of what I'm talking about when I say the thylakoid. So there we go. We're going to share this right here. We're going to go like this. So the thylakoid. All right. So the thylakoid membranes are phospholipid bilayers, which means that they are exceptionally good at maintaining the inner concentration relative to the outside concentration, which means that they swole. So you know how basically you'll have a water balloon and you'll have a water balloon and you'll squeeze it and it's tight. So that water balloon has a concentrated gradient, which means that the pressure on the inside is greater than the pressure on the outside, which means that if you were to have a small opening in that water balloon, everything inside that water balloon would try to rush out. However, inside this process, everything's not going to rush out. It's going to be a very facilitated process, which is kind of what the photosynthesis goes into. But Best Yet Journey, how you doing? I just saw you come in, and Seed Addicts, I just saw you come in. I'm sorry I missed y'all. How y'all doing tonight? Hey, I appreciate that. Best Yet Journey. So Heaven's Essential says we had 2 major fires here last summer and were without sun for 2 months. My plants suffered. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. I remember hearing, like, looking on the news and seeing those fires and things like that. So, like, where is the general area that you were at? So, like, yeah, because that's crazy. That's terrible. I'm glad you're through that now, though. What's up, Cajun Hydroponics? How you doing tonight? It's good to have you here tonight, my brother. Good to see you. I'm glad you're stopping by for a few. Hey, I'll take the few minutes that I got. I'll take the few minutes that I got. So like I said, the thylakoid, they have a higher concentration on the inside than the outside. And so the PS2 or the photosystem 2, the 99 different chemicals, they kind of just, they hang out around this, they hang out in this whole area right here, this gray area. That's where that photosystem 2 hangs out and interacts with the insides of the thylakoid. So the thylakoids they're like thick liquid that interacts with the thinner liquid on the outside. Yeah, this is getting crazy already, right? So we'll take this picture off for right now, but we're going to show y'all a quick little video clip that kind of shows y'all the start off of this process. And it shows y'all the start off of stage 1 of the photosynthetic process. So here we are. I'm going to stop this right here, and then I'm going to share this over here. But yeah, let me see. I'm going to get this thing going. All right, so we're going to set this to this right here. Sorry, I'm just getting the video all set to the perfect point so I can show y'all the little clip. Here we go. So, all right, we're going to pull this up to the side right here. And we're going to share it here. So add this to the stream. And I'm going to show y'all this little clip right here, because this clip right here is going to really show y'all an image so y'all can kind of see this process happen a little bit. And it's really important that you get a good idea of what you're looking for when you watch this process happen. So give me 1 second and I will press play when my computer's flickering. There we go. So here we go.
The thing that happens, a photon created by the fusion reactions of our sun is about to end its 93 million mile journey by slapping into a molecule of chlorophyll. This kicks off stage 1, the light-dependent reactions, proving that yes, nearly all life on our planet is fusion powered. When chlorophyll gets hit by that photon, an electron absorbs that energy and gets excited. This is the technical term for electrons gaining energy and not having anywhere to put it. And when it's done by a photon, it's called photoexcitation. But let's just imagine.
All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about photoexcitation. So we're going to take that down right now. But photoexcitation. So I wrote this kind of small on my notes, so I got to really look at this. I got a lot on this page. This page is crazy. So I'm just going to show y'all how my notes, I'm reading off one page here, but this is my notes right here, y'all. This is my notes. This is my notes right here, y'all. Gosh. So I got this broke down, and I'm just trying to really keep it easy on the eyes because it gets really crazy. Like I said, like, yeah, legit science class for real. So like the video said, the photoexcited electron now goes on a journey to release all the captured energy, and this is called the electron transport chain. So during the process of the electron going through the electron transport chain, it does this through the mobile transport chain, which is it's a protein that actually is responsible for moving those electrons around. When it goes through it via that, the electron transfers from the chlorophyll to the protein in order for the energy from the electron to be harvested. So yeah, that's what you saw in the video. You essentially saw the proton going into the actual chlorophyll and then going into the chain of what it's supposed to go through. So, and that being said, when this happens, the chlorophyll, which has lost an electron, splits H2O to get an electron, which gives us the oxygen that we breathe every day. So when the actual chlorophyll gives an electron to that protein chain to transfer over, it loses an electron. So when it loses that electron, it goes nuts. It's like, oh my gosh, we got to do something. So you know how you water your plants? So it takes some of that water and it splits that H2O molecule like right down the middle, and it takes an electron from that, and then you end up with two oxygen molecules that diffuse out of the actual chloroplast into the air. So that's the oxygen that we breathe. And then you also end up with one proton that is still inside the thylakoid that just concentrates inside the thylakoid. And those protons are what creates the concentrated gradient, which is the tight mass that's inside that thylakoid. And we're going to get to what happens when it gets concentrated enough, and then it starts to push out of that actual hole that I said creates inside that balloon. But yes, let's take a break. Let's take a breather. Woosah, woosah, woosah. And then we're just going to address the comments a little bit, and we're going to just kind of have some conversation, because I don't want to get into too many bundles without stopping for a second. So I remember I asked Heaven's Essentials where she was from, and she said she is Central California in the mountains. Oh, yeah. So I can definitely see how the fires would have impacted you. That's terrible. Cajun Hydroponics says, doing great, brother. Glad you're doing great, my brother. So Seed Addict says, just came to give you a thumbs up because I already know this is great information. I'm going to catch the replay with my pen and paper. Fair enough, because this is going to be some thick stuff. But yeah, I appreciate you coming and saying hi, Seed Addicts. The Weekend Gardener, how you doing? How you doing? I'm glad to see you. Yes, I'm loving the Garden Fam being here tonight, supporting and hanging out. Yes, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the live on Photosynthesis Part 1. And we're just kind of taking a walk through the park of photosynthesis, because I sure enough don't want to run through this thing, boy. Do not want to run through this thing, because if I run through this thing, I'm going to come out the other side with those, that emoji with the eyes that's all crazy and the tongue out. That's how I'm going to feel after this if I run through this, right? Because, hey, I learned a lot today, too. Let's be real about this. This is not common information. This is not normal stuff that we normally talk about, but it's very worth talking about, because when you become comfortable with information like this, you can kind of understand more of why your plant goes through some of the processes that it goes through with some of the light burn and things like that. Because sometimes the plant's just not ready for all that photosynthesis is happening or wanting to happen. Hey, thank you everyone for stopping by. Thank you everyone for stopping by. Grown with Donnie says, yo, we are in a legit science class today. Love it. And who else to teach the class than your fam here? Farmer Q, right? I'm just going to try to do it the best way I can. And we're going to learn together. We're going to grow together. Did y'all see Eco Neighbor's video today? That song he made? Boy, that song had me pumped. That song had me so pumped. I'm ready for the spring, y'all. I'm so ready. Growing Something with Jeff says, can this go towards college credit? Hey, maybe one day we'll be able to make something happen, right? That'd be so cool if you could have a quiz or have like an actual curriculum associated with a YouTube class base. I think that'd be pretty cool, y'all. Hey, why not create the lane? Why don't we do it? Don't have to be me either. It could be any of us. We're all brilliant with this, and we all have potential. We just have to tap into it and experience this thing. We're all here and trying to do the same thing, and we're all the same. We're all at different steps in our journey towards the same thing. So there you go. And Dale said you've been working hard. You know what's funny, Andel? I'll kind of give y'all a run through of how the lesson planning went this morning. I had the base of my lesson already kind of scribbled down on a piece of paper, but then I started breaking down the concepts of what I wanted to talk about tonight, and it turned into literally 4 hours of planning. And I don't regret it for 1 second. I was sitting there just hype. I was happy. I was in my element. I was learning more terms. I was seeing new pictures I'd never seen before, and I was just putting things together that I had experienced and just going through this whole process. Because once you become passionate about something, it becomes way easier to learn about this stuff. Stinky Photo Rant says Farmer Q talking about photosynthesis like a boss. Like a mouse. I don't know if it was a play on words. Oh, like a mouse. It was a play on words. It was a play on words. I love it. Hey, yes, ma'am. I appreciate it, y'all. I appreciate it. Cajun Hydroponics says almost finished planting the cucumber and tomato trellis. That's awesome. I can't wait to see it. I saw you filled up the beds. I need to get down and watch that video all the way through, but I got to catch a quick glimpse on my way out of the house the other day of you filling up the beds. So I can only imagine. I remember you were saying that y'all got to get more tomato plants. Y'all might have to pick some more up. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Come back when you get some time. It ain't no hurry. Ain't no hurry. It's all love. Mr. Stinky Puddle Ranch says, great stuff, Professor Q. I'm all about the photons, electrons, and all the reactions. Takes me back to college for sure. Hey, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take us back to that special place, whether it be college or whether it be in the backyard during the springtime in the middle of the season, right? What's that about 500 plants, Cajun Hydroponics? Yes, I saw that. That's right, growing with Donnie. She says, I mean, that really should be a thing. YouTube University is real. What we can learn and what we can experience and what we can do with our own two hands. That's what it's all about, right? Oh, yeah. 25 yards, brother. All shoveled and wheelbarrowed to the beds. That's some work right there. That is some serious work. Shoveling all that 20. Oof. How fast did you do that, Cajun Hydroponics? How many of y'all did that too? Was it just 2 of y'all? Was it 4 of y'all? But yeah, we'll get back to the lesson. We touched on the video. We touched on some of the photo excited electrons and everything like that. But yeah, the next part of the process is called the cytochrome complex, and that's a particular protein complex that's responsible for the mediary process of the energized electrons from photosystem 2 to photosystem 1. And it also uses a little bit of energy from the electron to pump an additional proton into the thylakoid. Yes, just like womp 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 womp. Don't worry, I got a video for the cytochrome process as well, or the cytochrome complex as well. So we're going to show y'all a quick clip of this. It's just a little 10-second clip that shows y'all the cytochrome complex. So let me get this thing set up here. I already have the video pulled up. So, all right. And I'm going to slow it down because this dude, he talks like he just talks really fast. So we're going to slow it down just a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and share this screen, add to the stream. So check this out, y'all.
Two things. One, it serves as an intermediary.
Let me go back a little bit.
This little guy does two things. One, it serves as an intermediary between PS2 and PS1. And two, it uses
that's the protein transport that I'm talking about right here. Like the little yellow dot right here.
Into the thylakoid. So the thylakoid is starting to fill up with protons.
So yeah, like you said, the thylakoid is starting to fill up with protons, and that process happens over and over and over and over again. And then more and more protons enter the thylakoid, and then you end up supercharging it, which is the next step of the process. Got to pull out the next page here, right? Which is the next step of the process. But first, let's ask why we need this to happen. Why do we need the thylakoid to keep being filled up and filled up and filled up with protons? Like, why exactly would we need that, you know? Okay, let's ask the comments. Why do y'all think we would need the thylakoid to be filled up constantly with protons? What do y'all think that's going to happen with the protons? Anybody know? Because something really interesting happens with the proton. Remember how I said I made the analogy about the water balloon? You got really hard concentration here, and all that concentration wants to leave the inside of wherever it's concentrated. So yeah, let's hit the comments up. Let me know what y'all think about what's going to happen with those protons that end up inside the thylakoid. Okay. All right, we're gonna go through an army and a half of me, day and a half. Cajun Hydroponics, you're a beast. You are a beast, my guy. That's awesome. All right, so we're going to hit the comments and see what people said about why the protons are being injected into the thylakoid. So, okay. So Tiffany Cherie, how you doing? That's wifey. She's here. I'm glad to have you here, wifey. How you doing, love? She said photosynthesizing. She thinks that it's photosynthesizing. Papa Pepper said, yeah, we don't need no auctioneer. That protein transfer seems a bit suspect. Hey, it is suspect. It's still in the electrons from the chlorophyll. And that's why the chlorophyll freaks out and breaks the water molecule and gives us oxygen. Be thankful that that proton is still in that electron, because if it didn't steal that electron, we wouldn't be breathing right now. We would not be breathing right now. Hey, Erica Taylor, I'm glad to have you here tonight. How you doing tonight? It's good to see you. Okay. So Papa Pepper says turn them into electrons. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna see. So Stinky Puddle Ranch says energy. And then Mr. Stinky Puddle Ranch says photons equal energy to start the process. I'm just laughing because I just saw the next comment. But Mr. Stinky Puddle Ranch says photons equals energy to start the process. And Tiffany Sheree says mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Just remember that and you'll pass every science test, y'all. If you don't know the answer, just write that on the paper. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Ironically enough, what we're talking about right now is, so the plant has a plast system, which the chloroplast is the equivalent of the mitochondria inside of the plant cell. So, I mean, she's on to something, right? It keeps the flux capacitors in tune. Something like that, Cajun Hydroponics. What they said, they're going to get their groove on and produce energy. So the energy, y'all are onto something with the energy. Cajun Hydroponics is a trip. That's hilarious. What's up, AJ's Green Thumb LLC? What's good, my brother? How you doing? I'm glad you made it to the live. I remember you were saying you wanted to make it to one. Well, here we are tonight in action, in the flesh. I'm glad to have you. The Weekend Garden Show says, does it make the leaves greener or does that happen later? So this is that's happening consistently. If photosynthesis is happening how it's supposed to, your leaves are going to be getting greener and staying greener as the process goes on. So, yeah. But all right, I'll go ahead and give y'all the answer. So, why do we need this to happen? ATP synthase is why. So, ATP synthase is an enzyme responsible for supercharging the thylakoid. So, yeah. By constantly filling up the thylakoid with protons, a concentration gradient is created, which means that once the protons find a way out, they get out. The only conditions being that they pass through the ATP synthase. And when they pass through this enzyme, when they pass through this special enzyme, which is part 3 of the actual light dependent process, when they pass through this enzyme ATP synthase, which lines the phospholipid bilayer. So y'all remember on the video I was showing y'all, I'll reference the video right now. Actually, I want to show y'all the phospholipid bilayer before we continue. So we're going to pull this up right here. We're going to add this to the stream. So this right here, all this pink and blue stuff, right here that is along the thylakoid, these are the walls of the thylakoid. And then this green part right here is the inside of the thylakoid. This yellow part out here is the stroma, or the outside of the thylakoid. And this is the inside. Like I said, this is the phospholipid bilayer once again. So that being said, we're going to go back to the stream. We're going to remove this real quick. And we're going to say this one more time. The only condition being that it passes, the only condition being that it passes through the ATP synthase, which lines the phospholipid bilayer. And when that happens, the enzyme adds an inorganic phosphate onto the ADP. I'm not going to say the word for it, but it adds an inorganic phosphate to the ADP, which is just sitting around the stroma, like that outside part of the chlorophyll. ADP, and I'll go ahead and say what it is. It's adenosine diphosphate, and it just chills on the outside of the cell. And as soon as that enzyme adds the inorganic phosphate to the ADP as well as the proton, it makes ATP, which is like, boom, ATP is responsible for human energy. It's responsible for plant energy. It's responsible for the energy that runs photosynthesis, everything. So when it actually, so this is all happening off of one electron having one photon charge to it. So you can only imagine by the time we get to this part, by the time we get to the ATP synthase, it's gassed out. But no worries, the plant has a way to recharge those electrons, and they do this by. Before we talk about that, let's go into the comments a little bit. Let's go into the comments a little bit, because we only really have one more part of the photosynthetic process. This was going to be a short one today because it's just so. This is one of those lessons where I know that people are going to kind of just more so listen and try to take it all in, because it's kind of hard to ask a question on something with such new territory. But we're actually the last part of it's going to take maybe the longest part, which is probably about 15 minutes, and we'll be done at probably an hour tonight. So you get fried for an hour, and then you get to just woosah afterwards, right? No, but let's hit the comments a little bit. All right, so, and there's not many comments, so perfect. I'll just hit these few, and then we'll keep it moving. Hey, Gail Southern Living, I just saw you came in. I'm glad to have you, Gail Southern Living. It's good to see you. Growing something, Jeff says, supercharging the flux capacitor. You got it, Cajun Hydroponics. He did kind of, like, everyone who said energy kind of had the answer for sure. Cajun Hydroponics says, stop making fun of me, Jeff. I was the class clown, not the valedictorian. Maybe you were the valedictorian of class clowns, right? Who knows? You got to be the best at something, right? Yeah. Hey, Miss Gail, how you doing? Hey, growing something with Donnie, you better look out. You might wake up to a pop quiz in the email or something. No, I'm kidding. There's no pop quiz later, but if y'all want a pop quiz, just tell me. Let me know. I'll make up a little pop quiz, because I drafted out the lesson plan, so it'd be really easy to make a pop quiz, and I wouldn't make it too crazy. I'll make it multiple choice, y'all. I'll make it multiple choice, so y'all got chances even if you want to guess on it. That'd be fun. That'd be fun to kind of just shoot out a little email with like a 10 to 15 question pop quiz. Oh, and then do a giveaway with a Okay, that's it. So starting today, on this moment, at 6:12 p.m. Central Time, Farmer Q is saying that he will do pop quizzes on an email basis. Like y'all can either email me, which I'll put my email in the thing or whatever, but I can find y'all's email. If y'all's emails is on your YouTube page and y'all my email's on the YouTube page, just shoot me an email, and then I can shoot y'all the pop quiz, because I'll actually make a little pop quiz. I'll draft one up, and whoever has the most answers right after, say, every 10 lessons, we're going to do something special for whoever has the most answers right after 10 lessons. So that's how we'll make it interesting. We'll make it real interesting like that. And yes, if it's open, I'll have to make it a little tricky I'll have to throw some trick questions in there. I'll definitely be throwing some trick questions in there, because I already see y'all trying to use the book. Y'all trying to go back to the replay. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. Y'all can go back to the replay, but I'm gonna make it tough on y'all. I'm gonna make it a little bit tougher on y'all if y'all trying to have an open book and stuff like that. Oh, okay. We got Muddy Boots Gardner in the building. How you doing, Muddy Boots Gardner? How you doing? Hey, Gail, I appreciate that. It's not gonna be long tonight. We're not gonna be very long tonight. We're gonna wrap it up probably in about an hour tonight. So it's not gonna be too long. But yeah, if you want to be open book, yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens, right? Let me see. Tiffany Cherie says, do YouTube videos count as books? Yeah, this is like a super book. What are you talking about? You can like make it go in slow motion. You can make it speed up. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. This is crazy, man. This is like the next level of books right here. So yes, YouTube does count as a book. So yeah, there you go. Mr. Stinky Puddle Rant says, heck yeah. Quizzes for the win. I like that idea. I really do like the idea of doing quizzes. I really, really do like the idea of that. Hey, Gardening with Bernie, how you doing? Good evening. I'm glad to have you. Is this your first time being in one of the lives? If it is, welcome, welcome, welcome with open arms, and we're glad to have you. we're actually on the last part of the lesson tonight, but we'll actually show a little video clip kind of showing the whole process as it goes at the end here, just to give a little visual refresher and everything like that. But that video clip's probably only be like 15 seconds or something like that, because like I said, the whole process of photosynthesis happens in plants in the span of 30 seconds. Growing with Donnie said, "Can I phone a friend?" This is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire now. I love it. Call your friends, hit up the other YouTubers, email and be like, "Hey, what you put for this answer? What you put for that answer?" I love it. I love it. I miss this one. Cajun Hydroponics says, "Hopefully I can use side division and get the correct answers from someone smart." Side division. On that little side division, you know, that little side division. Okay. Growing Something with Donnie said, "You don't want to see what's in my paper, Doodles for days. Y'all gonna be failing together." Y'all gonna be failing together. She said, "Please hit the like button if you haven't already for Professor Q. I appreciate everyone who's hitting the like button. And yeah, please hit the like button." Okay. All right. So continuing with the lesson, I guess. Kind of touching on what we just touched on before we got to the chat. When the photon passes through the ATP synthase, when this happens, the enzyme adds an additional or adds an inorganic phosphate onto the ADP, which is in the actual stroma or the outside of the thylakoid area. And it's also the precursor to ATP, and it makes the ATP, which is responsible for all the cellular energy. So yes, I got a clip to show y'all real quick about that. And this is going to kind of more or less show y'all the bulk of the whole process. And just I slowed it down, but I'm going to slow it down some more because I want it to really, really sink in. So going over to the time it starts. There we go. Start a little bit earlier, and we'll bring it up to the screen. We'll add it to the stream here. We'll press play. So I got it slowed down already. So, all right. So this is the ATP. This is the ATP synthase process. So just check it out.
Like a battery. By pumping the thylakoid full of protons, we're creating a concentration gradient. The protons then naturally want to get the heck away from each other, and so they push their
they're all
way
trying to get away from each other right here,
enzyme
and they get pushed through the ATP synthase right here.
Called ATP synthase, and that enzyme
so you see them just getting pushed through, and the ADP. So the ADP that's sitting all out here, when that proton comes through this enzyme right here, which is the ATP synthase, it actually applies that proton, and I'm going to show it one more time. It applies that proton to the ADP and creates ATP. So you'll see the ADP come into it, and then you'll see the ATP come out of it. I'm going to show that one more time real fast.
Thylakoid membrane called ATP synthase, and that enzyme uses that energy to
pops out
an inorganic phosphate onto ADP, making ATP. The
boom
daddy
pops out
cellular energy.
So you see how that happens? That's the process of that happening. So it's kind of crazy, but yeah, at that point, the energy of the electron is getting really, really low at that point. So at that point, it's like, man, I need to be recharged. So no worries, because ironically enough, the last part of the light dependent process is photosystem 1, which is funny, right? It's the last part. Photosystem 1 is after photosystem 2, and it's the last part of the process. But here we go. So photosystem 1 it's a similar mix of chlorophyll and proteins to PS2. There's a few subtle differences though, and there's some slightly differing products inside of it. And yeah, after the protons re-energize the electrons break off onto the electron transport carrier. Only this time, all of the energy is used to create NADPH. So you remember how when the proton was coming out of it, and I'll show that one more time, and I'll talk about what I'm talking about, because this took me a while to get myself. So putting this back on the stream real quick. So yeah, NADPH is what's applying to that proton right here as it comes out as ATP. So I'll show that one more time. So the NADPH comes in and then ATP comes out. So yeah, crazy, right? Crazy, right? Yeah. So like I said, only this time all the energy is used to create NADPH, which is only there to make more energy, like to move energy around, just like ATP. So essentially, what we're left with is now chemical energy in the form of ATPs and NADPH that are outside of the thylakoids. And then, yeah, let's not forget the oxygen that's a byproduct of the whole photosynthetic process. So yeah, in a nutshell, that is part one of the photosynthetic process. Part two is a little bit more complex. There's a few more enzymes that are involved. There's some history that's involved with it. And there's kind of a backstory of why plants have taken over the world. So yes, make sure that y'all are here for the next one. But we're going to kind of do a little closeout here. We're going to open the floor for any questions that anyone might have, because, you know, it's kind of a crazy little lesson plan we went over tonight. And then after we do the question thing, we're going to just go ahead and call it a night and everything. So I wanted to, so Gardening with Bernie said, what are we talking about? So I'll give you the run. We're talking about photosynthesis. Specifically, we're talking about the light-dependent process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is broken up into two processes, the light-dependent process and the Kelvin cycle. And that's what we're going to talk about with the next time is the Kelvin cycle. But if you catch the replay Growing with Donnie, it's real quick. It's an hour live on this one, probably 50 minutes of actual 50 minutes of actual info, but you'll get filled in on the light-dependent process of photosynthesis, so that if you come back on Wednesday and hang out a little bit, I can complete the picture for you and then we can put it all together. But this one's, I'll be honest with y'all, this will be probably the hardest lesson plan that I'll do on this particular season of things, because this is getting into some organic chemistry that's really interesting. But if y'all like this kind of stuff, I might just do just the same level of difficulty, but I'm not going to go any harder than this, because adenosine triphosphate and the phospholipid bilayer and all this stuff. Yeah, I love it. But, you know, it's like it fills the cup a little bit faster than what normally is filled up. What's up, Halal Family Homestead? I missed you last time. I'm sorry about, not last time, but this time earlier in the chat. I missed you. I'm sorry about that. I'm glad to have you, fam. How you doing? How you doing tonight? It's good to see you. Okay, so let's go up to the chat and I'll address some of the comments and everything like that, and then we'll say our good nights and goodbyes, and then we'll go and hit up some other lives and say hey to some other people, because I'm here to support. So let's see here. Let us see here. Hey, Best Yet Journey threw up the Teespring. Go check out the apparel and everything. It's cool, I guess. You know, if I had it my way, I'd do it my own way of kind of just distributing it myself and shipping it myself, doing all that stuff. But let's build to that point. Let's go ahead and go with Teespring. And if y'all don't like the quality of what y'all get from Teespring, hey, I understand that. But Teespring is pretty good. They're okay. And I don't mind spending the money for fam, because, you know, I don't mind spending the money for the community. We're all supporting each other. And I think it's just beautiful. I like to do my videos with other people's gear on. Like right now, I just got a regular shirt on, but usually when I'm shooting a YouTube video, I got somebody's gear on. I'm either repping Best Yet Journey's gear, or Broke Farmer 76's gear, or Turf Therapy's gear, or the Sleepy Lizard's gear. You know, like I just rep whatever gear that I have, you know, and I think that's really important that we do that and that we support each other in that kind of way. She said, is asking Miss Linda cheating? Nope, it's not cheating. All's fair in love and war. This is war. These quizzes are war. No, I'm kidding. No, but yeah, you can do what you want. Just get the questions right, and I think that'd be the best way to do it. Growing with Donnie, stop by your yard to show love. Okay, so Growing with Donnie. Okay, yeah, he said he stopped by Growing with Donnie's channel to show some love. That's awesome. Growing with Donnie said, he said we can phone a friend. Aunt Linda is indeed a friend. And then And then you call me and tell me what she said. For real, right? That's awesome. Growing Down said, thank you at Muddy Boots. I'm behind on watching others' videos, but I'll be by soon. And hey, no pressure, y'all. I think it's just really cool that we all get out and watch each other's videos. But there's no real pressure behind it. We're just coming and hanging out. Coming and hanging out and watching the videos. Leave a nice comment. Just get some insight and learn something. So Mr. Stinky Puddle Ranch says if we all give the same answers, he can't fail us all, right? He says he's gonna have to use a bell curve. Oh man. Right, Mr. Stinky? Okay. The sweet spot says we all gonna have to just cut Auntie in on the prize. That's hilarious. Y'all gonna have Auntie T and OG with whatever prize y'all got. Y'all gonna have to give her a cut of it. Andel Homestead in the colony said, good info, but yes, crazy. It's a lot to take in. And that's why I wanted to keep it short today, y'all. I didn't want to go into a crazy long lesson today or nothing like that because it's already a lot. So let's not make it too much. Let's not make it more than what we got to make it for today. Hey, Cajun Hard. Every time I say hey now, I hear myself say it. Thanks, y'all. Even though I've been playing a bit, I am paying attention. It is some great info. Thanks for sharing. No problem. It's my pleasure for sharing, my brother. Hey, I'm glad that you came and supported and showed some love on tonight. Appreciate that. So what you're saying is if I wear all green and stand outside, I don't have to eat photons. Hey, if that's how your body works, I wish I could be like you. That'd be amazing. Blessed Gardener, how you doing tonight? I didn't say hey to you tonight. If it's your first time, I appreciate you being here, but I think I remember seeing you. Did you change the picture or something? Let me know. If I'm slacking, let me know too. But I appreciate you being here tonight. Okay. Yes, ask questions right now because that's what the floor is open for. So Gardening with Bernie says, why do plants get leggy when in a windowsill reaching for the sun, but it's shining? I don't get it. Okay, so that's a great question, Gardening with Bernie, because that touches exactly on the photosynthesis that we're talking about right now. Those plants are getting sunlight, yes, but are they getting enough photons to charge the electrons to power up the photosynthesis process? And when it's leggy, the answer typically is no. But usually what you can do is if you have a south-facing sun and it's coming through a window, you'd be somewhat okay. But this time of year, it's just the sun in comparison to what side of the earth is this on right now. So right now, I'm going to guess that it's wintertime where you are right now, you know, and with it being wintertime, there's just not as much solar energy coming out of the sun. So having grow lights on the inside or having the plants out when it's actually warm outside and the sun's really out bright, that can really help you out. But that's why people have such hard times with these leggy plants in the wintertime, because a lot of these LED lights are not very good for growing plants either. They're like aquarium lights that have now been repurposed and remarketed for growing plants, and they are not made for growing plants. Maybe some of your underwater plants, you know, and stuff like that. But some of these low powered lights, if you don't have them right on top of the plants, they're gonna make your plants be kind of leggy sometimes. And then on top of that too, it's good to have a nice amount of airflow on your plants because that helps with stiffening the stem, making the stem grow stronger. That airflow is a very pivotal component actually, guys. Like the airflow sometimes is a difference maker, whether you have a strong stem or you have a flimsy stem, starting out especially. Growing Something with Jeff, I appreciate you coming tonight. I appreciate you being here, my brother. It's been awesome having you. I enjoyed the dialogue tonight, and you're welcome anytime. You're welcome anytime. Best Yet Journey, you already know you're welcome, fam. I appreciate you loving it. I really love that you came tonight. Gail Southern Living says, I got my Lala Farms and Will It Grow t-shirts I wear. You got to rep that gear. And as we go on, I'm gonna get more merch and everything like that, and rep more merch. I think it's really important to do that, especially if you're about that life. If you don't want to buy no merch, don't have no merch, that's fine too. That's okay. No one's forcing nobody to do anything. It's just all love here, you know. I'm sorry about that then, Blessed Gardener. I'm slacking. That's my bad, because you know you're always welcome here, and that's on me if I'm not recognizing people and stuff like that. I'm gonna slap myself on the wrist. That's bad. That's not good. So AJ's Green Thumb LLC says, this is good stuff, bro. I will definitely come back and review. I appreciate it, my brother. It's I think that review and going back over the lesson will be the best thing too, because you'll be able to kind of really get some insight. I'm actually going to rewatch it myself. I usually do rewatch my lives, especially the lesson lives. All the lessons that I've done, I rewatch them and try to get something, try to redigest the information to make sure that I really have it down so that I can build on it, you know, because that's what I'm trying to do, is just build on a little lesson plan and just kind of build something that we can take into the spring and continue into the spring. Yankee Sister says, hey, Lion Crest, hello. Just caught your live. Hello, everyone. How you doing, Yankee Sister? It's good to have you here tonight, sister. Elevated Lawnscapes, how you doing, my brother? It's good to see you again. Okay, let's see. Okay. Perfect question, gardening with Bernie. So there's two things that I will say to you about this gardening with Bernie. Grow lights are not a gimmick. They're not a gimmick at all. They are very good. Shop lights will work sometimes depending on the plant variety, just kind of making the plant be able to maintain. But shop lights, I think shop lights are best for kind of keeping trees alive during the wintertime, keeping dormant stuff alive during the winter, like just kind of keeping dormant stuff with a little bit of light and stuff like that with your citruses and stuff. But if you have a really nice quantum board light, or you have really nice cob LED chip lights, you're going to have really good fortunes with your indoor grow stuff. So I'll tell you, Hidden Harvest Grow Lights has great lights. He's out of stock right now, unfortunately, because I was about to go buy some myself. But right now, I actually have some Spider Farmer lights. Those are really good. Any of the lights that say quantum board on them, that have like the quantum LED boards on them, they're going to do pretty good for you. They're usually going to have drivers on top of them. That's how hardcore these lights are. They literally have drivers on top of the lights, which you can get a small light for usually about $60 to about $80. And that light's going to last you for about 8 to 10 years. I'm not even kidding. It's going to last you for 8 to 10 years, and it's going to grow plants for that long. Gail Southern Living said, I will probably give away a couple t-shirts and some gift cards at my 1K. That's awesome. I want to be there. I want to win a shirt. Okay. Does leaf color have an effect on photosynthesis? I'm glad you asked that, because yes, leaf color does have an effect on photosynthesis. Your purples, your whites, your oranges, your yellows, all these other different variegated leaves and things like that, they have less photosynthetic activity than your plants that are purely green. That's why a lot of your purple plants grow smaller and grow slower than a lot of your green plants. In fact, I'd be confident saying most of your green plants are going to outgrow your purple plants, so the same or similar varieties, because the photosynthetic capabilities of those purple plants are cut. So we see purple on the plants, but it's just a pigmentation. So the plants are really green, but they just have a purple, sometimes a very deep purple hue. And the deeper the purple hue, or the more purple that you have on the plant, the more or the less photosynthesis is going to occur inside that plant. Okay. The Sweet Spot says, I appreciate all the info because some of these things I forget. It's been a long time since science class. Like, hey, for real, it has been a long time. And I think it's so nice that, you know, in our community, we can really, we can kind of rekindle some of these concepts in our brain and things like that. Because when it comes to troubleshooting down the line, these lives that we're being a part of and these conversations that we're having with each other, they're going to come in clutch, because we'll just be out in the garden doing whatever we're doing. And then we'll be like, dang, I remember in that live, we was talking about this, and I know how to treat these aphids now. I know how to treat this stuff now. And that's what it's all about. We're out here just trying to each one teach one, learn something, y'all. What's up, Simply Jan Homestead? How you doing tonight? How you doing tonight? I'm glad to have you. I'm glad to have you tonight. All right, let me see. The sweet spot says my plants get a lot of light, but you know the air doesn't always blow. Yeah, that's why we got it. So if y'all get the cheapest fan y'all can buy, I'm talking about the absolute cheapest fan that you can buy, smallest micro fan, just have something blowing on those plants, because it's very important not only to strengthen the stem, but having that airflow on those plants, especially those seedlings, really helps with preventing pathogens and bad bacteria from developing on your plants and killing your plants. You don't want that. So just a little bit of airflow can make the world of difference for all of your plants. It's just so dramatic. And you know, I've had the opportunity to consult for different people's horticultural setups and things like that. And I'll tell you, like, airflow is lack of airflow is the number one killer of a lot of these like big nursery operations and things like that. It wreaks havoc, because once you get a pathogen that roots into your stuff, you can get rid of it, but the spores will always be there. And the spores are typically there in your environment anyway, but you don't want to allow anything like that to establish in your garden, y'all. Isn't that funny how the lives work? Everybody start coming in and stuff like that when the lesson's over. You know, it's all good though. It's all good. I love it. I just love having y'all come and say hi, even if y'all are here for 2 seconds. Like, I love it. Hey, Simply Jan. I appreciate that, Simply Jan Homestead. You know, I'm just trying to impact people one step at a time. I'm trying to learn something myself too, so that I can increase my gifts so that I can give more to people. You know, it's all about reciprocation. We're all doing something for each other. That's what it's all about. It's mutual, completely mutual. Okay. So Mr. Stinky Puddle Ranch says, does photosynthesis only occur in the leaves, or does it occur in the stems as well? That's a good question. So photosynthesis occurs mostly in the leaves, but photosynthesis occurs anywhere that a plant has chloroplasts on it. So anywhere you see green on the plant, photosynthesis occurs to some regard. And some plants actually have the capability to produce plant parts out of their stem, not even internodes, out of their stem themselves. A lot of plants have the rooting capability out of their stems, but any part of the plant that is green has chlorophyll on it, which has the capability of photosynthesis. But most of your photosynthesis is definitely going to happen on your leaves, especially due to the fact that your stems are usually covered up by your leaves if you have a healthy and luscious plant, you know. Wait. You know, did I miss hands in the dirt, my brother? How you doing, my brother, tonight? How you doing? I don't think I said hey to you earlier. If I did, I'd just give you a double hey. But what's up, my brother? It's good to see you tonight. I saw you on that wine earlier. I was like, man, that stuff looked good. I was like, I gotta start making some of that. I gotta start making some wine. Got to start. And I think the wife will like it too. I think Tiffany Cherie gonna like the wine too. Let me see. Okay, so Gardening with Bernie says, this is a lot to digest, but I'm listening and will hopefully remember and be able to apply this in the garden. And hey, it's going to be here. Like, whenever you have a question about photosynthesis, just watch this video through and maybe it'll give you some insight on photosynthesis. And then, like I said, everyone has access to my email. You could always email me or Instagram me a question, you know, and I'll get to it. Hey, Patricia Roberts, how you doing? I hope you're doing well tonight. I'm glad that you came and stopped by. It's great to see you. And it's Simply Jan, it's okay. Better late than never. Better late than never. And even if you never came, I appreciate you coming and say hey on the comments afterwards, whatever. You know, I appreciate you being here, Simply Jan. Elevated Lawnscape says, I needed to hear that info about leggy starts. What's a good method to avoid overwatering seedlings that are in a starting tray when watering from the bottom? I got something for you. Got something for you right here. You know how you oh, you said when watering from the bottom? Okay. Yeah, when you're watering from the bottom, it's tough. because it's hard to tell how big your containers are and stuff like that. But what I will say is I always go with about a 1/4 inch of water in the bottom if you water from the bottom. And I'd go with a 1/4 inch every 2 days or so, because your indoor conditions aren't going to make your plant be drinking all kinds of water. If you put a 1/4 inch across, and a 1/4 inch is about that much. If you put a 1/4 inch across the whole bottom layer, maybe if it's really dry, do a 1/2 inch. But if you put that on the bottom of your tray, you should be good. But this is what I was going to suggest to you. You'd be surprised at what this bad boy right here with some nice clean water in it will do for your seed game. This bad boy right here, you have your fan going and you spray your seeds with this. Like you just get a little spritz, you know, boom, you know, give your spritz and boom, 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 boom. Hey, you're good to go. And you'll know it's because with a spray bottle, it's a lot easier to gauge exactly how much you need to be spraying with that spray bottle. And the moisture of the media doesn't just get overwhelming when you're spraying it with that spritz spray bottle. So that's what I use for my seedlings. I use that all the way up until my plants get to 1 gallon. I literally just I'll fill it up. I'll get 2 of them, and I'll be double handing. I'll be dual wielding my spray bottle. But the spray bottles come in clutch. I'm telling you, they're really nice. They're really cheap. You can get them for less than $1, 50 cents each. Hey, Gail, Southern Living. I think it's a good spot because it's right before yours, and I can come and hang out in your live and stuff. That's awesome. I think that's really cool how it fell into place like that. I'm gonna have to do something about my Wednesday live though, because I think so many people be going live on Wednesday. I'm just like, golly. Last time I went live on Wednesday, I think towards the end I had maybe about 11 or 12 people, but at first it was like 3 or 4 people, and we was having a good time though. We was having a great time, but it was about 3 or 4 people at first, and I realized it was like 5 other people live. I was like, dog, golly. What's up, my brother Eco Neighbor? Hey, like I said, better late than never. And you know, you could always catch the replay. Get that in the background watching, you know, and just watching in slow motion on like 0.75 speed. It'll kind of help. I watch a lot of videos in 0.75 speed if the people are high energy, because I know I get high energy and I get to talking like a dang auctioneer sometimes. So like if you slow my videos down a little bit, it'd be a little bit easier to just kind of like take in some of the stuff I'm saying. Because I'll tell y'all, when I'm editing my videos, I noticed that a lot of my words, I actually run them together. I don't actually pause between my words and stuff like that a lot of the times. And this happens when my brain really gets flowing and stuff like that. But I'm going to try to get better about having space in between my words, because I think that it is important to have space in between your words, but it feels unnatural to me. I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm just crazy, right? Simply Jan, hey, I appreciate that. That's some kind words. And you know, all the people in my life that are around me that help take care of me, that feed into me and I feed into them and we reciprocate. It's all part of the process, and we're all amazing together, right? Yankee sister, hey, that's what I'm saying. Watch the replay. Catch it later. Okay. Eco Neighbor says, does photosynthesis regulate the temperature of the plant? Glad you asked about that. And that'll be next week. So photosynthesis will be on Wednesday as well. But Eco Neighbor coming in clutch with the lesson plans, y'all. Eco Neighbor is the reason that we're having photosynthesis as a lesson tonight, y'all. So shout outs to Eco Neighbor. Go check out Eco Neighbor's channel. Go give his channel a watch, and go check out that song he just released today, because it had me pumped and it had me crunk for the spring season, y'all. So go get it. Hey, for real though, that song was on point. But yes, so transpiration is the process of regulating. It's part of the process of regulating temperature in a plant. But we're going to talk about transpiration next week a little bit, even if it's part of like a multi-tier lesson. But transpiration and evapotranspiration is some of the processes that the plant uses to regulate temperature. Because, yeah, we'll leave it at that. But we're going to draft a lesson plan up on that. And it's going to be a lot easier. It's not going to be as many big words and stuff like that. But it's going to be a lot easier to kind of take that kind of information in, because you can actually go outside and see the effects of transpiration. So if you do a deep watering in the morning time in the summer, just go out and hang out by your plants. And if it's not wet already outside, if it's not humid, if it's kind of semi-humid, I mean like kind of dry but has a little moisture in the air, go hang out by your plants after doing a deep watering, especially if you have a concentration of plants. Yeah, it's gonna get humid. Those plants transpire and they adjust the humidity to kind of help the temperature of the surrounding area or on the leaf surface. So that's all I'll say about that, because I don't want to get too spicy about it, because I don't know. We got to wait till next week to get that. Tiffany Cherie said wine with the looking eyes. Hey. Then she said photosynthesis. I love it. Hey, it's all love, fam. It's all love, fam. Hey, that wine was on point. Oh yeah. Hey, Stinky Puddle Ranch just reiterate what I said. Yeah, buddy, those mist bottles are a major game changer. I will not sow without it. So yeah, sowing seeds, starting baby seeds with the mister. I call it Mr. Mister. This is my Mr. Mister right here. And you put some nice clean water in there, it comes through for you. The seedlings love it. And even your like seedlings with a weak stem, if you use the spritz bottle, it's like they barely just be like, when you spray them full force, they're just going. The plants are just barely moving when you spray it full force. So look, get up on that 50 cents. Our fam Broke Farmer 76 gonna hear that later when he watches the replay and be like, what? Let me get that. So yeah, yeah. So yeah. Hit the like, y'all. We got fam saying hit the like. So hey, if fam says hit the like, y'all gotta hit the like, right? If fam says y'all gotta do it. That's all I'm saying. So Elevated Lawnscape says the spray bottle is exactly what I was doing at first for the reasons you stated. So yeah, keep doing the bottom watering if it's working out for you, but even reincorporate the spray bottle a little bit and just kind of use that on top. And I think you'll have the perfect symphony going on with the airflow. The plant's going to be juicy. The stem's going to be juicy and strong. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. We just going down the comments before we call it quits for the night. Eco Neighbor said, Farmer Q, I'm the twister of the garden. As soon as you said that, I just started thinking about the photosynthesis lesson and just spitting it rapid fire or something like that. Just making scientific raps in the garden. Hey, y'all might catch a song. Y'all might catch like a little scientific rap feature. It might. I think that'd be awesome. That'd be actually pretty fun. I like doing stuff like that. I just haven't really I haven't really started, y'all, I'm showing y'all the personable side of myself, but I haven't completely come out of the shell yet, y'all. I be singing, I be dancing, I do all kinds of stuff, y'all. I be going crazy in the house. If y'all ask Tiffany Cherie, I go nuts in the house. I literally am just, whenever I'm not at the computer or doing garden stuff or outside, when I'm just in the house and I don't got nothing to do, I'm literally dancing, I'm singing, I'm snapping my finger, I'm doing something. I'm going crazy all the time. My energy I'm just one of those people who have energy for forever. And then when it's time to turn off, I just, like a light switch, I'm out. I appreciate that, y'all. Link in the merch. That's love, y'all. That's love. Hey, thank you for supporting our brother Eco Neighbor. I think that's awesome that everybody in the community just supports each other with so much love. And our community is growing by the day, y'all. Like I just love to sit back and watch the community grow. Of course, being a part of it every day, but I get a kick out of it because just not too long ago, I was just sitting at like 20 subscribers, and it's not even about the numbers or nothing like that, but I was just sitting at 20 subscribers and I didn't know nobody. I was like, oh man, like, how does this YouTube thing work? And, everybody accepted me with open arms, and everybody accepts everybody with open arms. And that's what gave me I already had it in me, but that's what gave me the oomph, that gave me the want or the feeling that I needed to do this. I literally feel obligated to do these lives, y'all. Like I legit feel like this is part of my calling, like not the lives in specific, but just reaching the audience and really just teaching people, because it's important. And I think that's a form of love, is teaching people and helping people provide for themselves as a form of love, for sure. And I'm all about love, y'all. Yes, Gail, check out the song. It's going to get stuck in your head. It is going to get stuck in your head. Hey, I love all the love y'all are showing to each other. Hey, country and Yankee, I'm glad you made it. Thank you for catching another live. I appreciate you coming tonight. So, Gardening with Bernie asks, do you miss in addition to bottom watering, and how often do you do this? So me personally, I don't bottom water at all. I just missed as much as I need to, but I also use coconut coir for my seedlings. I don't use seedling mixes or anything like that. I'll get a block of coconut coir, and then I'll just break it. I'll wet it, and then after I wet that block of coconut coir, because I wet coconut coir enough to where I know exactly how much water I need, and I'll wet it and I'll put it in a container off to the side. And the stuff is so sterile that it can sit wet inside that container, and you never see bacteria start to grow on it. Like, I think it's awesome. So what I do is I take that and I fill my little 72 plant cells with it, and then I'll plant into that. And when you use coconut coir, no matter how much you're watering with it, it'll always run off. And then if you're checking the bottom of it, it never holds too much water unless you just let water sit at the bottom. But the thing about soil, you can overwater soil very easily. So with seedlings, I don't even use soil at all. I use straight up coconut coir, which is coconut husk, which is straight up coconut husk. And it works wonderfully. Your root systems get so vibrant and so strong when you use coconut coir. And you can even use mycorrhizae in there too. And it will, like, for plants that use it, and they'll explode. But if you use coconut coir and you're misting through the top, and you mist until you catch a few drops on the bottom, take that bottom and just dump it off. And then that coconut coir is going to be good for 2 whole days, maybe a day and a half. Come a day and a half, 2 days later, check it again, spray, rinse and repeat. And then when the seeds are ready to go outside, or they're ready to be up potted into a bigger pot, then you can use a little bit of soil mix, or you can put them straight into your garden. But you can really provide a good strong base off of coconut coir. And then you can also add a little nutrient to your water with coconut coir too after the seedling is established. But I wouldn't recommend it until your seedling has been alive for about a week or so. So yeah, there's some info about that. I know I probably went down the rabbit hole a little bit. But yeah, I'm so glad you made another live, country and Yankee. Yes, Yankee sister, use those spray bottles. Gardening and cocktails with joy. I'm so glad to have you here tonight. It's so good to see you, fam. How you doing tonight, fam? How you doing tonight? Yes, use those spray bottles. They work. They're very good, and they're very economical. They're very conservative. You can use exactly how much water you need to use. You don't have to worry about using too much. Okay, so Tiffany Cherie says, yes, during my meetings, he sings and dances, and she's like, what you doing? Golly, what's wrong with you? Key. I'm messing with Tiffany. Oh, I'm messing with Tiffany. I love it. We love messing with each other. It's fun. I love it. Okay, so let's see here. You know what song's playing in my earphones right now? I'll be watching you every step we take. I'm like, when I'm in the lives, I'm jamming. Y'all don't hear my background music, but I'm just like, when y'all see me just kind of, it's because I got music playing in my headphones. And I have wireless earphones, but I don't like them. They just fall out too much and they don't sit in there. Okay, so we got another question though. Eco Neighbor says, when it comes to photosynthesis, how does the sun differ from grow lights? Okay, first of all, the photons from the sun travel 90 million miles to reach your plants on Earth, but that doesn't matter because it's a constant flow and it never has stopped. Hopefully it never does stop unless we just got some rain or something like that. But your sun's photons and your sun's rays are going to be more intense than any grow light that you can potentially have. Maybe not more intense, but it has the perfect level of intensity that the plants can actually adapt to it and actually thrive within that range of intensity, especially if it's a sun-loving plant. However, some of your indoor grow lights, especially some of your high-powered quantum boards, if you don't have them high enough above the plants, you can fry your plants. I'm talking about bleaching to the maximum, just like you can bleach plants outside in the sun. But that goes into what you just asked, goes into it, inadvertently goes into the whole subject of why plants in different phases of their life take in different amounts of light. So your seedling is going to have less photosynthesis overall than your juvenile plant, and such to your adult plant. Your adult plant is going to have more photosynthesis because it has more biomass. The more biomass, the more leaves, the more stems, the more everything that the plant has, the more photosynthesis is going to take place. But in terms of the sun differing from grow lights, the sun's spectrum or the sun's light color, it has a specific signature to it that we try to replicate with grow lights, but we only come so close because, you know, there's no remaking the sun, obviously. But that's how the sun differs specifically, is the spectrum of the light. The specificity of that particular spectrum of that light is very minutely different, but it makes a major difference in terms of plants, because plants, the way that they see light is way different than the way that we see light. If you sometimes plants can see light so bright that would blind us if we stared directly at it. So there you go. Hey, Gail Southern Living. Hey, I'm so glad that I met you. You're awesome as well, and I appreciate that. I'm so glad that I got to meet y'all. Like, it's so awesome just being a part of this community and just kind of basking in the ambiance of the community. Simply Jen said the song is awesome. I agree. I was jamming earlier. I was like, yes, yes. So like Stinky Puddle Ranch said, thank y'all so much for tunneling into Photosynthesis Part 1, the light dependent stage by yours truly. It's greatly appreciated. It's greatly appreciated. We're going to be wrapping it up here in the next 5 minutes or so, but I'm almost at the bottom of the comments and everything, so that's fine. But hey, make sure that y'all go over to Gail Southern Living's channel. She's going live at 7 p.m. Eastern time, which is the time that we are, both me and Gail Southern Living. Make sure you go check that out. Gail is a wonderful, wonderful woman. Great channel. Very, very insightful. And she's very, very caring. And she's good at sharing other people's channels and showing them. And I think that's amazing. That's wonderful. Yes, yes. So she says, her husband says hello. Hey, Taz, how you doing? So Gardening with Bernie says, what? My mind is blown. Just coconut coir and a mister. Just coconut coir and a mister. No perlite. No perlite. None. I don't use no perlite. I just buy a block of coconut coir, wet it, plant. And then, but the caveat to that, like I said in the video, my seed planting I just recently released, the caveat is you don't want to keep the seedlings in the cocoa for more than about 7 to 9 days, because a lot of people don't know, but with seedlings, you have a window in which the cotyledons, which are the starter leaves of the seedlings, actually supply the seedling with nutrients. And that window varies from plant to plant. Some of your brassicas and smaller plants, their starter leaves can kind of supply them with nutrients for a little bit longer. But some of your vegetable plants, like your squash, your watermelons and things like that, some of your plants that have very quick life cycles, they will go through that cotyledon energy like that. They will go through it like that, because the cotyledon's energy is already stored inside of it as it emerges from the soil. So yes, but no perlite. Yes, the new garden anthem, y'all. It's the garden anthem for the spring. Okay, so let's see. Not the police. Hey, see you later, Gail Southern Living. I'll see you later. We're about to wrap it up too. Gardener with Cocktail says, you better preach, Farmer Q. Hey, I'll say it if it's needs to be said. Hey. Yankee Sister said, I came in on the late, but I'm connecting already. Wow. That's what it's all about. Saying something to help us every minute, every second, you know. I appreciate you coming tonight. Good night, Andale Homestead in the Colony. I appreciate you coming tonight. I appreciate you coming. And I'll just kind of scroll through real quick. That's Gail's channel. Go check out her live. And Growing with Donnie said, I'm going to try it. And if it doesn't work, she said, I'm kidding. She's hello, love lady, garden and projects and more. Hey, we're about to we're wrapping it up right now, but I'm so glad that you were able to come by and say hello. I appreciate you coming by tonight. I really appreciate it. Canadian Proud, get outdoors. What up? What up? What up? He said he was working late. Sorry, he missed a live. Hey, much love, much love, much love. I appreciate it. Much love. Country Yankee said it should be the intro song to every live. Hey, if y'all haven't hit that like yet, what Stinky Puddle Ranch says. Hey, but I made it to the end of the chat. I made it to the end of the chat, y'all. Y'all know what that means. I'm excited. We got 1 hour and 30 minutes down. Hey, y'all know what that means, right? I'm waiting. Nah, I'm playing. That's Farmer Q. Out. Y'all have a good night. I appreciate y'all coming tonight.